Whoa, look who we got. Benzion, what are you doing here?
Oh, Rabbi Willem.
Yeah.
Shalom Aleichem.
Aleichem Shalom, how are you?
Baruch Hashem, really
How
good.
was your Pesach?
That was wonderful. How was yours?
Baruch Hashem. We actually, a lot of people were telling us, the last couple of videos, we didn't have the typical me and you on it. So that they miss it.
Yeah?
Can we start it all over again?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
What do you have to see?
I don't know. I have to think about it. I have to speak to the board.
Okay. You have anything nice to say about anything special?
I heard something really, really nice actually regarding Pesach, a chiddush actually, if you will, from your nephew, Mendy Lisson. I heard it from him.
Oh boy.
Kol hamarbe l'saper be'etzias Mitzrayim harei ze meshubach. So the very famous quotation from the Haggadah that whoever says a lot, talks a lot about the Yetzias Mitzrayim, about going out of Egypt, it's praiseworthy. So he has an interesting perspective on it. Kol hamarbe l'saper. L'saper is milashon sapir, like sapphire. So if somebody's going through a Yetzias Mitzrayim, they're going through a struggle, they're going through a hardship in life, kol hamarbe l'saper. So you have to tell them, how much of to encourage them. They're a sapphire. They're worthwhile. They're a precious stone, and that basically is not just meshubach. It's not only praiseworthy that you are helping their self-esteem in the struggle, and you're finding the good in that, in the darkness, so to speak. But meshubach is also milashon mashbiach. You actually are making their situation better by pointing out the good. Now, I said a little something. I want to hear a lot more from you than what I gave you. So let's
switch hands.
Let's flip.
Okay, we're flipping. So very nice.
Wait, let's flip the situation also over here.
Okay.
V'napachu.
So this week's parsha is Pashas Kdashim. To bounce off what you just said, Kdashim. I believe it's crazy. I thought this is perhaps the main difference between Chassidus and Musar. Kdoshim tiyu ki kadosh ani. What does Kdoshim mean? We in Chassidus we always learn kadosh umuvdal, aloof, separated. You're holier. You're better. So there's two approaches how a person could be kadosh. One way is this is all nonsense. All this is cockamamie. Stay away from it and just be better and know that you're better. Then there's another approach. Why be negative? Like you just said, it's not bad. All the things that the Eibishter provided us in this world is good. Even the challenges have a positive thing to it. Everything's good. But despite the thing that it's good, the Eibishter doesn't want me to use it. For example, the famous Rambam, Al Tomer e efshi. A person shouldn't say, I don't want a cheeseburger. I would love to have a cheeseburger. That the Eibishter told me not to. So the approach of Kedoshim Tiyu is like Rashi and the Ramban, either the negative, stay away from bad, or Kadesh Atzmacha b'moisalach, even things that are allowed, it's good, and it's tasty, and everything has a good purpose in the world, but you don't need it. Actually, this Vart, it's not, it seems to be a very Hasidic Vart. Everything is good. I saw it in the Chassam Sofer. The Chassam Sofer, I think I saw it in the Chassam Sofer. He says, Kdoshim tiyu ki kadosh ani. Don't say I'm holy, I'm doing this because I don't like it and it's not good. Say it because I'm better. I don't need it. And even though those things are good, ki kadosh ani. I'm doing it for the same reason Hashem removes himself. Hashem is higher because we're better, we're holier. There's a beautiful pshat in davening. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh v'kdoshim b'chol yom ya'alucha sela. What is it teach? You're holy, your name is holy, and the holy ones call you holy. What praise you? What does it mean? So typically, the more closer you get to people, you get to know people, you become more friendly. So usually, the joke is that there are three people that can't be a true chassid. Who are the three people? So they say a relative, a gabbai, because you the person so much, the tzaddik so much, you can't relate to him as somebody holy. By the Eibishter, Ata Kadosh, V'Shimcha Kadosh, and even Kedoshim say you're Kadosh, you're way above. So that is the whole point of Kedoshim. And in Klei Yakar he says, why does it say Kedoshim? It should say Kadosh Tiyah, because there's two levels of Kedusha. There's the level of kedusha of staying away from bad things, and there's the level of kedoshim of staying away from things that you're allowed to. Now, I want to finish off. I always thought this was a story that we were told as we're little kids. I didn't realize that this is actually brought in the Klei Yakar in this week's parsha. It says, rebuke your friend, and it won't be considered a sin if you didn't. I mean, why is it my business to rebuke a friend, and why would I get punished if I don't? So he actually brings the same story, and he doesn't bring it in the name of a medrash. But I remember growing up, and I read this, that it was a guy that was drilling a bunch of people on a small boat, and one guy decides to drill a hole under his seat. So everybody is screaming at him. He says, "You idiot, you're going to make the boat sink." He says, "What do you care? The hole is under my seat." So he says, the same thing is Klal Yisrael, any person who's chas v'shalom drilling a hole under his seat by misbehaving, it's not only for himself. The whole boat chas v'shalom might sink. And that's why Hachiach Techiach Samisecha and V'lo Yisisa Olav Chet. One last thing. One of the mitzvahs, a lot of the things that I learned with my students are in this week's parsha. The halachas of Bezdin and the judgment. A lot of things are in this week's parsha. One of the things in this week's parsha is like solim pula sacher. Anybody who works for you, you have to pay him that day. And the Shulchan Aruch talks about exactly how it applies. The question is, Aber ben Tzion, the Eibishter Magid Dvar v'Yakov Chukov Mishpatav Yisrael. How is it that schar mitzvah b'hai al meleka? Today you put on tefillin. Why don't I get my schar for putting on tefillin today? The Eibishter says for everything you do, for every job you do, you have to get paid. B'yoymay titan scharoi. So why is it that schar mitzvah b'hai al meleka? And that I will leave as a question because there's beautiful answers. If anybody wants to share with me what they find, this is a good question. And lahagdol Torah la'adira. Now is the season when we prepare for Matan Torah and Koch Torah. Ben Tzion, that's for you.